Hello, how you doing? How are we doing out there in internet land? My name is Galina Rin. I am from Terra City 1 and the band Death and Gloria, and I'm going to be helping you traverse the landscape of live streaming. The idea of this program is to really give people an idea of the basics and what can and can't be done. If you have a specific question, you can ask it in the comments and I will get to it at the end. If you'd like me to do a complete subject, then you can email me at info@unlt.org. The email is in the description, and I'll cover whatever subjects you guys want out there in internet land. Today we're dealing with music. Can I have music? What kind of music is allowed? What are the rules? Are there rules? Why are the DJs doing it? Why can't I? All that kind of shenanigans. It's real simple. I'm going to give you a couple of options for cheap to free, from free to cheap to a bit more expensive, depending on what you want. For having music on your YouTube channel, any music on any content. You might be doing a class on glassware, stitching, whatever, whether it's a live stream or whether it's a YouTube video or a video that goes on Facebook, what you use in the behind you as music really does count. It gives it a nice atmosphere. I am in a nice jazz club right now. Jazz o'clock, yeah, it's jazz o'clock. Jazzercise, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go and show you iMovie. I'm going to use iMovie for this because it is the most sensible to demonstrate what I want. So basically, if you don't own the music outright, you're not allowed to use it. That's basically the ins and outs of it. If you don't own music or you don't own the sounds, in theory, you're not allowed to use it. That's the be-all and end-all rule of live streaming and videos. There are ways around this. And some people, and there are people out there who have created music which you can actually use on your live streams yourself, which is amazing. So I'm going to use iMovie, and I'm going to turn off the music that I've currently got rocking out here. Let's turn that off. Oh, there we go. That's off. Okay, so here we have my little video, which is the sort of sequence, the starting sequence for, oh, hold on, I have to give it to you first. You can't see it. Hold on, let's see it. There you go, you can see it now. Amazing. I'll move my camera over. This is all live, folks. It's all live. I'm not a presenter. I'm a geek in a bedroom somewhere in Crystal Palace. And so don't expect any miracles in my presenting skills. Anywho's, so here's iMovie. iMovie you can get for like 35 quid, I think it was 35 quid. Sometimes, depending how old your Mac is, it's only available on Mac, by the way. Depending on how old your Mac is, it might have come free with it. That used to happen. It doesn't happen now, but I think it's about 35 quid, maybe a bit more, to get the app on your iPhone, iPad, or Mac, whatever. I'm a Mac user. I'm not a PC user, and that's just the way of it. So everything I teach will be on Mac. I'm sure there will be options for this on PC, but I don't know what they are. So there you go. So here we have the certain sequence of my splash page, which we covered the other day. This is what I play before my live streams over here. And at the moment, it has no music. As you can hear, there is no music. There's no music. So we have three options now for adding music to this. Actually, the most video editing software will have some music attached to it. It'll be in the files already. So I'm going to go up. I can't see my, hold on. I'll just give you. I can't see my cursor, but we'd have to deal with that now. So up here at the top, I'm just going to toggle it a little bit so you can see. It's this at the top here. We've got my media, audio, tiles, and background. We're going to take the second one, which is audio. And this is all the audio that is free for us to use inside here. The reason it's free for us to use is because this program, the program designers of iMovie, created the music, created the sounds, and made them royalty free. which is a little bit, yeah, it's a bit weird. But so they made it so anyone can use it. What you can't do is sell on those sounds. You can't sell them in your. You cannot sell them as single sounds. You can use them in your films and things like that, but you cannot sell them as single files. And in here you have lots of sounds for all sorts of stuff. There's a wee jingle. There's jingles in here, and there's a jingle for Riverwalk. Actually, the library lunch soundtrack came from this. Acoustic Sunshine, I think it's called. No, that wasn't it. Maybe I got it from somewhere else. Anyway, if you need a jingle, there are some in here. If you need something that is going to play a bit longer, you can check by the time. You can choose to show these files via time and how long they run for, which is useful if you don't want to do much editing. So here's Lotus. And that's going to run for 2 minutes and 14 seconds. Up here at the top, if I toggle this, you can't see it, unfortunately, in the effects button, you do get to choose a thing called theme music. And then you get lots of different options. Let me turn that down a bit. That was a bit loud. Sorry about your ear balls there. Sorry. Let's have that again. You gonna play? Play. So that's obviously the one I chose for my thing because it sounds kind of funky and modern, and I wanted that. So that's fine. So all of these songs, sounds, whatever you have, you can use these on your videos. The problem is you don't own them, so you may have problems with other people using the same music as you if you try to monetize your videos. It's a bit of an odd space. So this is one option that doesn't cost very much. It can give you a bit of background noise in your audio. Yeah. So there you go. I've made a splash page with some music on it. But remember, if you're really looking to, if you're just doing a video and you just need some background noise and you're not intent on selling the content of that video, you're not worried about monetizing it just yet, maybe you're just starting out and you don't have an audience and stuff like that, then these things are perfectly fine to use. You're not going to get in any trouble for using them. They are there to be used in your productions. However, other people may use them, so they won't be customized to you. And that's just a nice way of making a splash page. I quite like it. The other option we've got now is that you could have someone, so that's the music that's inside iMovie. The next option, which I've got out here, is that jazz music that you heard in the background before. This one. Let's turn that up a bit. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. So I was doing a show for someone. Let me see if this is. That's not the file. That's not the file I'm after. Hey. This one. Oh yeah. So somebody for another live stream asked me to put some music in, and I asked them what genre they wanted, and they said Miles Davis, and I went, well, I'm not that good a musician, so that can't happen. But I did create for them this piece of music. Now, basically, I used a music program called Logic X, and it has similar loops similar loops to what we have in the audio file here. You know, we have lots of different. Just get the effects up. All these files here, these are audio files that are given. They're loops of audio files. They're given so that you can use them in your productions. Logic X has the same sort of thing. It's just this library's just bigger. It's just bigger, and you can pick out bass drums or bass lines or guitar lines or harmony lines and put them together in a song. So it's slightly more curated towards a custom feel. However, it still may have some loops in it that other people have used. So while you can release music that has those loops in it, you have to be very careful because somebody else may have used them, and then someone like YouTube would pick it up and assume that you've copied the music. You can get copyright strikes on you for using loop libraries if a lot of people have used the same library. Yeah. Okay, cool. So if I add this music to this production that we're working on right now, you can see that it doesn't go with the image. It just doesn't. It's the wrong vibe for this. But I created this for the folks who wanted smooth jazz. And now this is their theme music. And what I've started to do with these theme music is let it build up, because quite often a splash page might be up for like 2 minutes or 3 minutes while you sort out your watch parties and sharing it and getting folks to come involved. So this could run for 2 or 3 minutes. So what I do is I have it build up. It starts very low and it starts with maybe one instrument, and then I add a second instrument about 16 bars in, and then another one, and then it comes to its crescendo, which is all of its instruments in at the end. Let me just get to the end and I'll show you how that sounds. Where are we? Right here. There's a girl singing. And then I've stopped it with that sort of cymbal sound. And then that means when it loops round, it'll just feel like it's a break. And like a normal song might have a break there where it'll just go back down to basic instruments. And that's the idea behind that. So the two, just to recap where we've got to now. So you can either have audio that's within your video editor. And this stuff is free to use, all stuff. Or you can have someone create something more unique to you in whatever genre you want, using loop library stuff. And, you know, I think this piece of music probably took me probably about an hour because I got really into it. However, it's one of the first ones I've done, so I don't think I would spend that much time on further. I mean, I could do it a lot quicker. What I'm saying is I could do it a lot quicker now that I know how to do it. The thing is, some people don't have budget for making music, so they might just want the artwork done. And this is another reasonably cheap way of getting music that is more custom to you and you're free to use. So if someone is doing some artwork for you, they're probably going to be able to do some music for you at the same time. But, you know, everyone's different. I'm not writing checks for other people. I'm not writing price lists for other folks' work or whatever. So the next option you've got is to get someone to compose something from scratch, which is a lot of work. That's obviously more of a premium product, but it is yours. You can have it any which way you want. You can release it as a piece of music and make money from it that way. The benefits of having your own music on your own videos is that if you get to a point where you've got an audience and you can monetize it, there is no question about you being able to monetize that video, and no one will be able to copy it without you getting the money. So if somebody uses the audio, your piece of music that you have custom commissioned for that piece, then you would get the money off their videos. Let me just rephrase that. If you buy a custom piece of music and put it on your videos, and then someone likes that music and uses it on their own videos, YouTube will recognize it's the same music, and then you will get the money off the other person's video. Simples, right? Simples. Let me know if you didn't understand that, and I will go over it in the comments. But that's something else you can go for. You can definitely go for a full custom piece. I mean, so one of my full custom pieces is from my band, and it's all rock music. Just get to a good bit, you know. And there's quite often you can use bits of it. This has got a bit of a choir in it. Ooh, where is it? So it's pretty involved. It's a whole band. It's a choir. It's got the whole thing. It's all shenanigans. So you can ask someone to create a piece of music for you in whatever genre you want, and it's yours. You can also ask a band like myself, or any band, or anybody who makes music. Sometimes you'll find them in sync libraries, that's what they're called, and you can pay to get a good piece of music. So you can pay for a sync license for, say, a well-known piece of music as well. I feel like that's not something I would go into on this channel, because this is really for people who are starting off streaming. So get a musician to do something for you. Get a musician or any kind of tech person to put together a loop library custom piece for you, or go into iMovie or whatever your editing software is and just pick out a piece of music that's already in there, already made and ready to go. If all of that still seems too much hassle, there is an alternative for you. There's a fella on YouTube and Twitch named Harris Heller. The guy is a legend when it comes to live streaming nonsense. He knows everything. And he's happy to tell everybody anything that he knows. And he does a really wonderful thing called Streambeats, which I am going to show you now on my Spotify. Here we go. He's also on Apple Music. He's on YouTube. It's everywhere. So Streambeats is music that is safe for streaming. When someone says something is royalty free, that's not entirely true. If they're saying it's commission free, again, it's not entirely true. And if they're saying it's copyright free, that is not entirely true either. But for the sake of argument, we're just going to say all of those things for streaming are called stream safe. I think it's probably a new term. We just haven't got into the lexicon yet, but it's coming. So stream safe are songs that are not totally fingerprinted, or the people who wrote them are not going to come after you if you use them in your streams. Now, bands such as myself do have albums. I do have albums on here. I should have linked that in, really. That was ridiculous of me. I do have albums that you can use on your streams. And I also have, however, at some point in the future, let me start again. There are bands that you can use on your streams, and most of them will tell you that. The problem with using a band is if they get signed later on, like really later on down the line, it's very likely that any business deal will involve some of their back catalogue being completely set up and published, which means if you've used their music, there's a minuscule chance that will get a copyright strike against it, maybe in a year, maybe 2 years, maybe 5 years time. So Stream Safe really try and go for folks who that's their business. So Streambeats here, that's his business. He makes all his money off the fact folks play stuff off Spotify or Apple Music or whatever. So these songs, you can also download them from his Discord. Just Google Streambeats, you'll find them. And you can play any of these songs you like on your stream or on your Facebook page and whatnot. And they're all very modern, which is great. A lot of synthwave kind of stuff. And most of them I don't think any of these have lyrics on them. They're all instrumentals, and it's just, they're nice. He's got a producer that produces them for him, and he's provided them for the whole streaming community on Twitch, essentially, to use. And God bless the man for just sorting out that wee problem for most people. That's very nice of him. It's nice. All right, so there's your options. So let me just go over them one more time. You can go onto Spotify here and use Streambeats or anything that is a stream safe playlist. I would just go with Streambeats because that's his business model. So he's not going to go and copyright them completely later on, in theory. Who knows what's going to happen? You can use the free music that appears in your video editing software. It'll be in there somewhere. You'll have something you can use. You can ask a musician or a tech person to string together some loops for you if you want something that's slightly more custom than these things. And then the last option is just go straight to a musician and ask them to do something that is yours and yours alone. Remember, you will have to get the musician to agree that you own the music and not them. That will have to be written down in some way. There is a website called Song Splits, which you could agree with the musician to do a song split. I think it's up to the musician. Sometimes they'll give it to you all, depending on the price you paid. You might get the music completely to yourself. You might have to do a 50-50 split. There's different agreements for different price points, essentially. So there you go. That's pretty much everything I know about music on live streams and YouTube videos. I see that we don't have any questions, but that's okay. I'll be back next Monday. I don't know what my topic's going to be. So if you have a topic that you would like me to cover, then by all means, drop me an email on info@unlt.org. I'm just going to whack it in here. And then I will cover that. It's all good. It's all good. If you've got any interest in using any of my music or using me as your musician, I am open for work, and you can go check out my wares at deathandgloria.com. Or you can even just contact me on the info and we will work something out for you. It's all to play for in front of us like a wheelbarrow. All right, guys, thanks for joining me, and I will see you next week.